I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I have a ton of stuff, so I'm just going to dive right into it. I was in Walmart the other day, and I had seen the NYX illuminating powder in powdered sugar, which I hauled this a couple videos ago. I thought I'd mention it because the only place that I had seen it thus far was Macy's, and I did an online order when I got the original one because it's so beautiful, and it's pretty inexpensive. I believe this was $7.99 at Walmart, and again, it was on an end cap with their holiday collection. So I'm going to swatch the one that I've been using, but I did find these at Walmart along with the purple shaded one that I showed a few videos back as well, but this one is special. It is also the highlighter that I have on the top of my cheeks today. It's just super glowy. So 0.19 ounces. Again, this is the shade Powdered Sugar. It is super pretty. It has a pretty strong like golden undertone, but it is like so shiny. I was just all excited to see it at the Walmart. Then when I was at Ulta, I went ahead and purchased the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and this is the shade Brightener 160. I had this some time ago, and I had it for a while and I hadn't used it up yet, so I ended up tossing it. And so I wanted to purchase it again. It's got a really nice pink undertone to it, and I forgot kind of just how much I loved this particular shade of the Instant Age Rewind. This is like a kind of a cult favorite type of drugstore concealer because I have the concealer versions as well, but this pink tone really matches my skin well, and it's nice and brightening. It's not, I don't feel like it's too much. I do have it underneath my eyes today, and I miss this. It's such a great affordable concealer. You get a ton of product too. There's 0.2 ounces of concealer in here. I feel like it brightens and it covers, and it's not too cakey underneath the eyes. It doesn't crease after. I do set up my concealers always, but it doesn't crease with the, I think I used Lottie London Ready Set Go Matte Translucent Powder is what I had set it with, and I don't have any creasing. It just looks really pretty underneath the eyes. I'm like, why did I ever stop? Also at Ulta, I got the Bomb Ass Brows by Desi Perkins. It's a Benefit collaboration that she did. I just had to support. I've actually never tried any of the products in this set. Since they like redid their brow line, I haven't tried anything in the line. So I had always wanted to get the brow powder, and that's included in here. So I went ahead and purchased the set, and it's so, the packaging on this is so pretty, and I mean, she looks stunning. The inside box mimics the outside box, and then inside of here you get kind of a little tips and tricks note. I got the shade Light, which is the lightest version, and there are 5 versions from what I've seen on the internet. And then there's a really good size mirror, and you get 6 products inside of here, 5 of which are full size, and then you get a mini of the pomade. I have got these products on my brows today. I've got the powder, I used the setting gel, I used the double-ended eyebrow brush, and I used the pencil. I didn't use the crayon, the highlighter crayon, or the pomade just yet. But these all come in special rose gold packaging, so let me kind of talk to you about them. But I did use the double-ended brow brush, and I quite liked it. I thought it worked really well, and it's kind of like a full-size product. And then the one that I didn't use here, this is the Highbrow, which I know this has kind of been a cult product from Benefit. I don't know if they've changed the formula. I'm assuming that they did, because this product they've had in the line for quite some time. But it's a pink toned like underbrow lift kind of brightener type product. The brow powder that it came with is in the shade 1, and there's a little applicator in there. But these tones, I think they suit me really well. The very tail end of this powder, the dark powder in there, that was like a chunk of it was missing, but let me like swatch the 2 shades for you guys. I feel like they worked out really well, because I was kind of debating between the light and then the medium cool version, so I'm glad that I got the light version. And I always wanted to try this powder, I just never went and purchased it, and I'm glad that I got it in this nice little set with the rose gold packaging, because I do really like the powder. And then it came with the Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 2. This isn't the slanted one, this is more like the pointy one. Tip on there, and there's also another spoolie on this end to kind of blend that product out. This here, I did kind of start using it to kind of fill in my brows, and this is really hard. It almost kind of felt like I was using something sharp on my skin. It kind of did the job, but again, I didn't enjoy how hard the pencil was. I wish it was just a little, so like right here, this is a decent pressure. Now I'm going to apply a little bit. This is hard pressure right here, and that's how much color comes off. So I wish that this formula was just a little bit softer. I know you don't want your brow pencils to be too soft, but this one in particular is really hard. I kind of wish that the set would have came with that angled version, because I did swatch that one in Ulta yesterday as well, and I felt like the formula was a little bit softer. At least it grabbed on to the skin a little bit easier, but when I was using this today again, I was like, that kind of hurts. And then the other two products in the set is the 24-hour brow setter, and this is a clear brow gel. I did run this through my brows today, and I think that they've been holding really well. They don't feel super stiff either. I know the Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel, that almost kind of feels like glue. It's stiffer. It's like stiffer than the Milk eyebrow gel that I really love, but it's not quite as stiff as the Anastasia one. So far today I've liked it. When I wash my makeup off at the end of the day is when I'm going to know whether or not it's going to break out my brows. I have this issue where certain brow products that I run through my brows, I will have just little red dots all up in my eyebrows. So I kind of have to watch what kind of products I put on there, but I mean, so far so good. And then the last product in the set is the Ka-Brow, and this is the shade number 3. It's a cream gel, like kind of like a pomade, and it does pop, the end pops off, and there's a little brush in there, and then here is your product inside of there. I haven't tried this yet. When I swatched it on my hands yesterday in Ulta, it did stay really well. So I'm thinking this might be like a waterproof situation, but there's the color right there, and that is the shade number 3. This is the product in the set that is a deluxe size sample. It's not like the full size. I had actually gotten the last light brow set in the Ulta store yesterday, and I was just super excited about it. Something about this packaging and how pretty it looks and the whole like aesthetic of it just really makes me happy. It was $59 for it, and then Ulta has been sending out the 20% off coupons left and right, so I did get 20% off of it because I had a coupon. And then at Target I saw this colored mascara from Maybelline. It's the Snapscara in number 320 Black Cherry, so it's kind of a purple burgundy shade. And Snapscara, on in a snap is what it says, off in a snap, so it probably is going to be able to wash off relatively easy. It says lasts all day with easy removal. I kind of just bought it for the color. I thought that the shade was really pretty, and I did use it today. This is what the tube packaging looks like, and it does separate, the brush separates lashes really well. I had to put on like 3 coats to get the same length and volume that I get from like the CoverGirl Supersizer, but this, I didn't see, like, I couldn't tell the burgundy, the black cherry, the purpley color didn't like show up at all. It looked black. On my lashes, I mean, it still just looks black. I do have falsies on, but I can't distinguish the falsies from the mascara. So it's pretty, it's really, really dark. I was hoping for a little bit more burgundy. And then I also bought these from Sonia Kashuk. It's a limited edition silicone glitter brush set, and because companies have been putting like that new formulation of pressed glitters in eyeshadow palettes, I thought that this would be handy. Typically I just use my finger because it works better than a standard like brush, but I thought this is kind of like a brush and a finger I was hoping for. So I tried this big one right here today with the Too Faced Pretty Rich eyeshadow palette. There's some pressed glitters in there. It barely picked up the glitter, and it barely put anything on my eye, and the nib on this is super, super stiff. So I'm going to take these back to the store because they just did not do the job. This is what they look like right here. I was just super disappointed, and I was so hopeful. Speaking of Too Faced Pretty Rich, when I was in the airport on my way back, I had purchased on Ulta, again I had another 20% off coupon, I purchased the Pretty Rich eyeshadow palette, and I also got the highlighter brush. And then when I got home, Too Faced sent me the whole like PR package for the Pretty Rich line, which I'm super appreciative of from Too Faced. So big thank you to you guys. And I was like, dang it, I should have waited till I got home. So I ended up giving the other eyeshadow palette and the highlighter brush to my mom, and she really loves this eyeshadow palette. She wasn't sure because of all of the glitters, and the more she uses it, the more she likes it. Because the glitters are kind of, they're really fine, and I don't feel like they emphasize texture, but for me, they stick really well on the Lily Lolo eyeshadow primer that I use. And this is the eyeshadow palette that I have on my eyes today. I did kind of use a thicker layer of the Lily Lolo today because I really wanted it to be super glittery, and I didn't set the primer. And I did notice that that primer is creasing on my eyes, so it might have been better if I had just went with my standard thin layer and then put the glitter on top, which I did do it like that a couple days ago with the burgundy glitter in the palette, and it worked out really pretty, so I just kind of overdid it with the primer. The packaging on this palette is thick and kind of chunky, which might make it not so travel friendly, but I feel like it's relatively substantial. I don't feel like it feels cheap or anything. I think it's cute. There is a mirror that says Pretty Rich on there. That's how far it goes back. And then here are your 16 eyeshadows. Each eyeshadow is 0.03 ounces a piece, and it says bulk made in the USA and assembled in the Dominican Republic on the back. And then you have got 4 pressed glitter eyeshadows in here, which are Diamonds in Breakfast, Fluent in Diamonds, Diamond Glitterati, and Diamond Life. So all the shades with diamond in the name are the pressed glitter shades. This does have 4 matte eyeshadows, which I feel like they coordinate really well with any of the shadows in this entire palette. But those 4 matte shades are shades that we have seen many a time in a Too Faced palette. They're nothing new, but the formula in those matte shades feels really close to the matte shades that are in the Too Faced Gingerbread palette, which I really like that palette. So they blend really well. They're pigmented. I think that the quality is really nice. These glitter shades for me go on pretty well directly on top of a primer, and I don't have any glitter fallout on my eyes. I did do the matte eyeshadows before I did the lid shadows, though. The first time that I had done it and I had put this shade, packed that on the lid and then went and did the matte shades, I did pick up some of those glitters when I was like blending, and a few of them had fallen off. But today, since I did it the other way, I haven't had any fallout with those glitters on my face, which I think is pretty good. Let's swatch some of these. The pressed glitters, very interesting stuff, these pressed glitters. The other company that I know that has been doing those is Huda. And again, directly over primer, those shadows have been working really good for me. Some folk might want to put it on with a glitter glue, but there's the top 4. And then these guys. My mom's been wearing this palette like every day. And this 3rd row. And then this bottom row. The matte is kind of the black shade is a matte with like sparkles in it, but with a matte base. I need to redo this on a clean finger. Sorry. Let's put it right here. I feel like out of the glitter shades, this one right here is kind of the weakest one. It might be best to top it over another shadow. I feel like these 3 though, you can use them on their own. And then they also sent the Better Than Sex in Diamonds limited edition mascara. It's got like sparklies on the outside. My mom also really loves this mascara. I think it does a nice job giving fullness and length and making the lashes look pretty, but I have a problem with this guy flaking for me. This one in particular has got a super nice weight to it, but the packaging on there is so pretty. I wish that it didn't flake on me, but I'll probably end up giving this guy to my mom. My mom's been scoring a lot recently. And then they sent over the Diamond Light highlighters. There are 2 new shades, which are these 2, and then the original, which I had given the one that I just got to my mom as well, because I had purchased this a while ago when it first came out, and I really liked it, so I purchased the backup as well. So I gave this one to my mom. But let me go ahead and swatch it for you guys. Depending on where you hit it with the brush, because of the veining, can kind of depend on the shift that you're going to get for it. Mine shifts mostly with a slight green in this particular one. My mom swatched the one that I gave her, and it kind of has more of a slightly blue pinkish shift to it. So it kind of depends on the veining, because there's like different tones like baked through it. And this is that baked gelée type formula. And then these are the 2 new ones. So this one is Canary Diamond. It's got a yellow packaging. on a deeper skin tone as a highlighter on the cheekbones, I think this is going to look stunning. It might be a blush topper, possibly a blush on my skin tone. This one is a little bit more chunky and a little bit more glittery. It's not quite as smooth as the original, but it's got some larger, are they micro glitters? I guess I'd call them almost micro glitters or super large shimmer particles. So it's not quite as smooth as the original, but the color is super pretty. And again, it's a baked jelly formula. And then the other new shade is Fancy Pink Diamond. I think this would look beautiful on a medium skin tone. Again, this for me might be a blush topper. I might be able to get away with it as a highlighter on my skin tone, but it's really going to blend in. See, it really blends into my skin tone. So I could use it for a sheen, but it's not going to give me that light lifting type of effect. Also in that package was this Too Faced Glow Job Radiance Boosting Glitter Face Mask, 1.69 fluid ounces. And I've seen some people use this, and it's got glitter in the mask. For me, I'm too scared to put this on my face. The second and third ingredients in here are polyvinyl alcohol and alcohol denatured. I have really sensitive skin and a dry skin type anyway, so I'm probably going to end up passing this guy on. But it smells really good. And lastly, in that collection, they did come out with 6 lip glosses. I do wear lip gloss every once in a while. You guys see me haul a few here and there, but not a ton. My mom, however, she loves lip gloss. She also loves Too Faced lip gloss. So I wonder who's going to score on these guys. I might keep like one. But I do want to go ahead and swatch all the shades for you guys so you can kind of see what they each look like if you're planning on ordering any online or anything. I thought it would be helpful. So this one here is actually a collaboration with Jordan Woods. Is that Kylie's BF? I'm not sure. But this one is a collaboration gloss, and it's got the prettiest packaging. The packaging in this collection is just flat out pretty. So this shade is called Social Butterfly, right here. Ooh. These all have got shimmers in them. So that one is Social Butterfly. They do have a sweet scent to them as well. Then we have got All the Stars. This might be the one that I may keep this one. It's one of my favorite ones. It's got a really strong pink shift to it. And then we have got, what's this one? Pretty Penny. This is kind of a golden copper color. Brown coppery color. So that one is Pretty Penny. And then this one's a pinky mauve. It's called Raisin the Roof. There. This next one is 401K, which is a really pretty pinky purple pink. I like that one too. That's a fun one. So that one is 401K. And then the last shade is called Sunset Crush. This is a stunning one. I think this is the one that my mom's probably going to really like. And I believe that these are the only 6 shades in the line with this type of packaging, if I'm not mistaken. So that last one is called Sunset Crush. So a big thank you to Too Faced for sending that collection over. Then on Black Friday, Tarte was having, I think it was 30% off the website. And I wanted this and kind of went back and forth because I have the other versions. And then when they did the 30% off, I just thought, heck it, get it. So it's the Blush Book Volume 3, I believe. I threw away the box. This one comes in like a little book style. And then inside there are, I was going to say 12, but there's 10. 10 Tartelette blushes in here. This guy here is made in China, and each blush is 0.084 ounces. This has got 7 matte blushes in there, and then you've got one that's got some shimmery sparkles in it, which is that one right there. And then this shade right here is more like a bronzer, and that does have a shimmer to it. Kind of reminds me of Park Avenue Princess. And then Extra Credit is kind of a highlighter. So let me swatch these for you guys. I believe this is still in stock. Tarte has been having some really good sales recently. And I have got this blush right there on my cheeks today. And then the color I have on, it's like a really bright coral. Then let me turn the page and swatch these other ones. These two here, these two top ones are pretty kind of nude shades. There's a highlight shade. I really like this pink down here in the corner. And then this shade right here. Whoa. I don't know what's going on. Ignore those. So that is the Tarte Blush Book. Volume, I think this is volume 3. I'm not sure, but it's this little dude right here. I got this guy on Sephora a few days ago. It's the new Kat Von D Lolita eyeshadow palette. There are 8 shades in here, and each shade is 0.04 ounces a piece. This is the box packaging. Here is the actual packaging. It is a cardboard with a magnetic closure. And this guy here has got 8 matte eyeshadows in here that are all kind of like plummy tones. This one here is kind of a warmish terracotta color. But for the most part, I'd call them plums. This is kind of like a matte plum palette. I did wear this the other day. I used all matte eyeshadows, and then I took one of the Lime Crime, what are these little things called, Diamond Dews, and tapped it over the top. It looks super pretty like that. Because typically, I always incorporate like another palette if I have it all matte. I always need like something shimmery, but it worked out to just use one of those Diamond Dews right over the top of a matte. It just turned out really pretty. Pigmented, they blended very well for me. Some of them kick up, the lighter the shade, they kind of kick up a little bit more product in the pan. But otherwise, I got along with this guy pretty good. Swatches. And these next 4. So nice pigmentation on them. Yeah, I really had good luck with these guys. They blended really well. The pigment was good. So that's the Kat Von D Lolita eyeshadow palette right there. And this guy, it does say on the back that it's made in the USA. So pretty on the packaging. These next items were sent to me from Beautylish and Sonia G. She makes some of the most beautiful makeup brushes. I think I have every one from her original line, and now she released these guys. These were waiting for me when I got home from my trip, and I immediately looked at them and I was like, I need doubles. I needed to order another set, so I went directly on Beautylish to order myself another set of these brushes, and they're all sold out. I'm sure they're going to be coming back, and I think that she's going to make them, you know, part of her permanent range, but these are so nice. I love all of the ones that I got from the original. You guys have heard me talk about this guy right here. I've got 2 of these. This is the Sculpt 1 brush. This is one I love to bronze up my face with. They're very well made. They're a super high quality. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's like 8 coats of lacquer on these handles. With these guys, I did notice that the bases of these brushes are smaller. So like her original ones, the base of them is pretty large, so it kind of stays that same width all the way down. These ones taper kind of at the end, which make it a little bit easier to put them in a cup. They don't take up as much space. So here are the brush heads. I have been using them nonstop since I opened up the package. So you've got the Builder Pro, the Worker Pro, the Blender Pro, Pencil Pro, and the Crease Pro. The only one out of these 5 that I might not get a ton of use out of is the Pencil Pro. It's just because I don't typically use a pencil brush. I know a lot of people like to use pencil brushes if they smoke out the bottom lash line, which I don't. A lot of people are like, put some eyeshadow on your lower lash line. And it accentuates the bags underneath my eyes, and it actually makes me look older, so that's why I don't do it. I just don't like the way that it looks on me. But out of these 5 brushes, this is the guy that I probably won't use the most of. But what I did use it for thus far is I've been liking to use it if I have a blemish or something, to pencil, like conceal it with either a powder or a liquid, and just put it right over the top of it, and it does a really good job at pencil covering blemishes on my face. And then the Builder Pro right here is very, very similar in shape to the Chikuhodo GSN9, which you guys see me use a ton. The GSN9 has a quite a bit longer handle, but here are the ends right there. And Chikuhodo GSN9 is something that I use like every day when I use my eyeshadow. You can see the similarities there. And then the Worker Pro is actually the one it's a little bit larger than the Chikuhodo GSN 9 and the Builder Pro. It's kind of a larger version of these two. And I've been using it kind of how I use the GSN 9 brush and putting it through the crease. And because it's a bit larger, it just kind of blends it out a bit quicker. And then these two blenders have got a point to them, which makes precision blending super great. I love them. I love them. Come back in stock because I need to order another set. And a big thank you to Beautylish and Sonia G for sending these over. They're beautiful. And then a few weeks ago, I had seen a few of the skincare like guru type people on Instagram that I follow. They like to post these really pretty pictures of layouts of skincare items and stuff. And I seen one of them and they had this new item from Drunk Elephant in there, and I was like, what is that? And it hasn't been released yet, and I was just dying to get my hands on it. So I was crossing my fingers. I was hoping that this would come in PR because they've sent me PR before, and it did. And it's their new A-Passioni retinol cream. And I've been using this every single night since I got it. So for about a week and maybe a few days, in lieu of using the Paula's Choice benzoyl peroxide mixed with different gel, which is what I was using at nighttime. Previous to using this, I've kind of cut down my skincare routine lately to just, I use the Paula's Choice salicylic acid toner, and then a pea size of this, and then like 2 or 3 drops of the BioEffect serum. I had gotten a little feedback on that BioEffect serum, and I just kind of want a little update. I've been loving it. I have dry skin and a drier eyelid type, and my skin, especially around my eyes, has never felt so hydrated, and I'm kind of astonished by it. The brand is really expensive. It's like, ooh, that one hurt the pocketbook. But the hydration that I've been getting from my skin from it so far has made it totally worth it. So I use a pea size of this and then 2 or 3 drops of the BioEffect, and that is like my 3-step nightly routine for the last week and a half. I've been kind of waiting to see, like, is my face gonna freak out? Am I gonna be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? But I have got nothing new or anything. I'm looking in the monitor, and I could probably do a little bit of like powder because I'm looking pretty shiny. My skin is pretty used to retinols. I've used a 1% tretinoin cream in the past, along with again, I've been using different, which is an adapalene, a different form of retinol. I've used various different versions of retinol for quite some time, and I can say that this one here is probably the least irritating. It almost has a slight moisturization factor to it. I'm going to read what it says on the back. It says, a new breed of retinol, A-Passioni retinol cream, is a clean, cutting-edge formula that combines 1% vegan retinol with nourishing superfood-rich ingredients to dramatically diminish the appearance of fine lines, deep wrinkles, and sun damage, revealing a vibrant, younger-looking complexion. It says suggested use morning or night. You can mix it with a cream or an oil if you want to. I've been just putting a pea size, doing it through my fingers and patting it over my whole face, waiting a couple minutes or whatever, and then going in with the BioEffect afterwards. And I've really been enjoying it. I can't speak for the long-term effects thus far, and I do exfoliate frequently, but I don't have no excessive peeling or drying or anything, any of those type of things that retinols have given in the past. Again, my skin is a little more used to retinols, but that being said, this is probably the least irritating retinol with a 1% at that that I've tried on my face. So far, I've really been loving it. And I'm tempted, I'm so tempted to pat it underneath my eyes. My eyes, the skin around my eyes cannot handle retinol palmitate, retinol anything around my eyes, but because this is feeling so gentle on my skin, I'm tempted to start patting it underneath my eyes because I really want to use a retinol around my eyes, but my skin can't tolerate it. So when I get brave, maybe next week, I think I'm going to try to do that. I'm just going to do it underneath my eyes, not on top, but I'll let you guys know. But so far, so good on this guy. This is a product that I would have purchased regardless of if they send it to me or not. Again, when I seen that picture on Instagram, I was like, where can I get it? Where can I get it? And then I couldn't find it anywhere because it's not released yet. So thanks, Drunk Elephant, for sending this over. It came in a nice acrylic box with these candies that were shaped like this tube and then had the little Drunk Elephant emblem on it. Those didn't last long. I had them gone within a day. So it was a super nice package. On Black Friday, I also placed an order on the Lime Crime website. They were doing, I think it was 25% off, and I was ho-humming whether or not to get some of these things, and I was like, well, if I wait any longer and I wait for the sale on Monday, what I want might be sold out. And then on Cyber Monday they had 30% off, so I was like kind of kicking myself a little bit. But anyway, I did get these on Black Friday. This is the Highlight Angels highlighter palette. I've always been tempted to purchase one of these on Ulta, and I have done it. These are really pretty, not gonna lie. Mine came broke. This first shade right here was shattered in the pan. I tried to repress it. It's still a little loose. I notified them, and they did say they're sending out a replacement, and I got a confirmation email for it, but I haven't received it yet. They all have a duochrome shift to them. This one in particular is called Angel. I think there's like 4 or 5 versions of this, but I think these are really pretty. There's a factor to them that kind of lets your skin show through them. It's kind of similar to that Maybelline one that I love, but they all have a little bit of a different shift to them. And so I like this one, and if I can catch another sale, I think I might try and purchase 1 or 2 other palettes. So that is the Lime Crime Highlight in Angels. I'm going to go ahead and end the haul there in hopes that this is not a half-hour video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.